The following podcast has been brought to you by Audible.com. Sign up now using the URL audibletrial.com/TTV to get a free audiobook of your choosing. We recommend Brick by Brick, How Lego Rewrote the Rules of Innovation and Conquered the Global Toy Industry. You may recognize this as one of the sources we use in our show, Bionicle Autopsy. Remember, that's audibletrial.com/TTV. Enjoy the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sync. Hey everybody, I'm Var.
I'm Venom.
I'm Viper.
And I'm Prpldragon.
And this is TTV Talks.
All right, cool.
Man, see, that's how you do an intro. I don't like you guys always screw it up. You always do it wrong every time.
I do it right.
You know what we should do?
Hey, that's just your opinion.
That's just my opinion. No, I don't think that's my opinion at all. You know, I should have gotten.
It's just like your worldview, man.
I should have forced Purple to do the intro. Actually, that would have been hilarious.
Aw, dude, yeah.
I don't even know what to
Well,
say.
it would have taken too long.
Yeah,
How could
honestly.
you be so cruel?
I remember the first time we made Viper do an intro.
Hey, I was stressed and tired. I didn't need that.
All you had to do
that your
was
excuse?
say your name. No,
Say
it's too
my
hard. I
name.
can't.
Say my name.
Well, see, the actual like intro part isn't that bad. It's like the trying to lead into a discussion part. Like, what do you say after that? That's the hard part.
Yeah,
So
it's like-
today we're going to talk about Mass Effect.
Viper just says the topic right now.
Hey, I'm not gonna like duck and weave and try and make it all special. I'm just gonna get it to the point. It's the only thing I'm blunt
whole-
about.
The point is to have a conversation, Viper. Not to get to the
Yeah,
point.
like when you introduce yourself to somebody, do you like force them to talk? Like, hi, I'm Viper. Now tell me your name.
Tell me your name.
Is it bad to say that I kind of do that in a more passive way?
Nah, not really.
Okay.
It's okay, Viper. I'm done giving you crap. Viper, General Grievous, did you finish that drawing you were working on?
No,
Oh.
Why not?
because I've been busy.
You've been busy with what?
Like I've got a new timetable at college, and it's 3 days a week, and it starts at 9 and ends at 5. So I was coming back from college at 5, and I expected the bus to be there like every half an hour,
Right.
45 minutes. Set the bus
Right.
at 5:15. It was for holidays only. I know what you're doing. I'm going to steamroll through you.
I didn't
So
know
I
we
had to
had
wait
coffee
another
in
hour.
this.
So then it was 6 o'clock before I got the bus. And then it takes an hour for me
Right.
to get home. And by the time I got home, all I wanted to do
Right.
was eat dinner and go to bed. That's why.
Right. So let me
interesting.
ask you this: are you doing any of those things right now?
What, like
Going to
drawing?
school, eating, doing
No, I'm
all
doing
that other
TTV
stuff.
Talks right now.
Oh yeah, well, are you doing anything with your hands right now?
I'm holding my phone.
You're holding your phone.
Yeah,
Are you texting while TTV talking?
most certainly not. Negative. Negatory.
No, that's not productive at
That's
all.
not
Why don't
happening.
you work on that drawing? Like how
Alright,
I'm
well,
drawing
I'll
right
find my
now.
drawing pad then.
Yeah,
Me
Viper,
too.
because throughout all this time, yeah, I'm drawing too. Like throughout all this time, where you could have
Whatever,
been drawing,
guys.
Purple has managed to put out freaking 6 pieces.
Yeah, well,
What are you
whatever.
doing?
I'm not purple.
Purple's
I'm
probably drawing right now.
I'm another
Coming
human
up with some
being.
big masterpiece right now.
Maybe I'm not destined for artistic greatness. You never know.
Not if
Not
not
with
with
that
that
attitude.
attitude.
I
Oh.
like that attitude.
All right, well, fine, Viper. Whatever you say. You keep on doing what you do, I
you
guess.
guilt tripped me into doing it now.
All right,
cool.
cool.
You're gonna
Let's
see
pull
my
that tower right
emotion
now.
in Grievous's face. He just feels so guilt filled. He's like, oh,
Guilt
man,
filled.
I do not want to exist
Guilt
right
filled.
now.
Well, he doesn't exist
What?
because he died in episode 3. Spoilers. Ha ha ha.
Spoilers, jeez. Wait, so what are you drawing that on anyway?
Photoshop.
Oh, okay. Wait, Photoshop. Do you have a tablet?
Like a drawing tablet, yeah, on for my computer. It's not like a Surface or anything. You just attach it to the computer.
Right.
And
Oh, I didn't realize you had gotten the tablet.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought like you only had your iPad.
Oh, I do have my iPad and still draw on that, but I prefer using the tablet.
Okay. Wait, when did
Dang
you get that? I
right.
don't remember you having
My
that.
stepmom let me borrow it. Well, in
okay,
quote,
cool.
borrow it. I borrowed it from her like 7 months ago.
Okay. Awesome. I didn't realize you had that. I thought you only had your iPad. Okay. So you got like pen pressure and everything.
No, I haven't. There's something wrong with the pen. Like I wanted to get a tablet for for Christmas, but like I guess like I forgot to tell people, or people couldn't afford it, which is fine. Like I'm gonna probably go get one either this month or next month after the trip I go on with my college, because then I'll know how much money I actually have. And then I'll use pen pressure, but right now I don't have pen pressure. I just have, the pen and being able to use freehand.
That's awful. I can't draw without pen pressure. Like, it's just the worst thing in the
no.
world.
Yeah, I prefer
It just
drawing like
feels so unnatural.
Yeah, I feel like I like drawing pencil so much better. Like, I was using like normal pen and paper the other day, or pencil and paper, and it was so much more easy to like draw things. I was like, man, I can like be super light. I don't have to change the opacity every 10 seconds.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know how you do it. Though then again, I don't really know how like Purple does it either, because like I used to try to do art with like a bamboo, like a normal graphics tablet.
Yeah, that's what I have.
I can't do that either.
Yeah.
I have the
Same.
I
bamboo.
can't do it. I have to see what I'm like actually drawing. That's why I got a
Yeah, I
Surface. Me and Vin,
understand
we've got Surfaces.
Really?
See, that's
'Cause,
what it was
like,
like on the iPad. Like, I could see what I was drawing, but the thing is that the screen is way too small, so, like, half my hand covers up the screen. So,
Yeah,
like,
that's
I have
exactly
no
why I
clue where
use
I'm
like a bamboo
going.
tablet, is so I can actually see what I'm drawing without my hand getting in the way.
See, that just doesn't seem like that big of a deal for me. Like, I've always been able to draw with my hand being in the way, so it's
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
it's not
have
that.
you never drawn with pencil and paper?
No, I have. It's just really annoying.
What?
I
Plus,
like
like-
drawing on paper simply because it's a lot more easier to move your hand. Like, if you're trying to use a pen on an iPad tablet, it's got a lot of friction to it. So you like kind of have to like push the pen a lot. Unless my pen is broken on there, like I popped it by accident and it made it like super, I don't know, harder to like move around the pen. But I just found it more difficult, and plus like I don't think I can do it anymore regardless because my iPad screen got smashed. So
Oh,
Wow.
thank
still
goodness. You
works.
didn't need that piece of crap
But,
anyway.
like, I sometimes I
Sigh.
wake up and there's like I use my iPad during the night and there's like bits of glass like from the screen, just like
That's terrifying.
there's only tiny little dull bits that can't hurt me. Hopefully,
Oh, you can still cut yourself on it though.
yeah, but that hasn't happened
You'd be
to me yet.
surprised, but anyway.
Jeez.
I don't know. See, like, I don't really see that as an issue, though, because, like, I mean, at least on my Surface, usually, like, Photoshop takes up most of the screen real estate anyway, and usually, like, the area that my hand's going to be on is, like, not actually covering any of the art that I'm drawing.
Yeah, like I understand, but probably one of the main issues I have is money. Like that.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because
I mean, that's fair enough.
surfaces, they're expensive and they're not like the most. I can't think of the word, but like if you want to just do drawing, then that's completely fine. But if you want to do like gaming and things like that, and like use things like that, I assume surfaces aren't built for gaming. So
Well,
nah, not
Not really.
exclusively.
I mean, they're a lot better now, though. Like you can get higher end Surfaces that can handle a bit more. They're not really gonna like play, like The Witcher 3 at the highest graphics settings or anything, but like they can play most games.
Yeah, they do pretty good because they have pretty decent processing power, but no graphics card, none of that. It's just
Yeah,
built to be a
my
really
thing
good
is-
computer.
Yeah, and like that's the thing that's the reason I got it. It was just like not only is it a tablet that I can draw on, but it's
also
also
Yeah,
a
it makes for a
computer.
really good laptop.
yeah, I can take it around, do whatever I need to do, work on the channel, that kind of thing, all without without an actual like desktop to work with.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I got mine,
Um,
because like ever since he started talking about it and everything on the chat saying you're gonna get one for that reason, I was like, that sounds pretty good. I should get one of those too, because I was already taking my classes and everything. It's like I needed a new laptop. My old one was driving me nuts, and I got tired of my my bamboo tablet for the same reasons. I couldn't see what I was drawing, and it just didn't feel right. So I wanted to give that a shot.
It's like yeah. With the bamboo tablet, like I still have it too. I use it when I used it like a couple of days ago when my Surface died and I needed to get a new charger for it. It's just like, I don't feel like having to relearn how to draw just to use it. I would prefer to just do it the way I was doing it before, since I've already kind of practiced that in a long time. But I mean, it seems to work for you, Purple. You've been doing a good job so far.
Yeah, I've been using this type of tablet since like 8 years ago. So I've had like a lot of time.
Oh, so you had it for a long time.
Yeah,
then.
I've gone through a couple different tablets in that time though. Like I used to have this really tiny one where like the sensor area was only like 4 by 5 inches or whatever. But then
I know what one you're talking about.
Yeah, and then I upgraded to like a larger one that's probably 6 by 8 inches, and it works a lot better. I know that they like make bigger tablets that are like a foot by like half a foot or something like that.
Yeah.
But that would be, personally for me, that would be a bit too big to use.
Yeah, my desk can only just fit my laptop and my mouse and my microphone on it.
Yeah.
So, like if I had like a massive tablet along with that, I'd have to like push my computer to the back of it and pull out my desk a little bit, and that's risking it a little bit, I think, because my computer's like almost $1,000, so I don't want it sliding down the back of my desk.
Yeah.
I think I might die.
Let me get this straight then. So the past 7 years that you've been using tablets to draw, you've been doing this regularly. I take it, right?
To some extent, yes. I did kind of go on like this hiatus, I guess, for a couple years, where I just didn't really do any sort of digital art, and I was focused mostly on like sketchbooks and stuff.
But you were still drawing.
Yeah, I was still drawing, just in general.
Jeez, I wish I had that motivation for the past 7 years.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, credit where credit's due, Purple. I mean, we've already like said this before, but just like, you've got 3 other people here, me, Viper, Vin, even Kahi. We all kind of draw a little bit. We weren't doing anything until you showed up.
Yeah.
And it's just like, suddenly you're here showing us how it's done, and we're all
like, what are we doing with ourselves?
Man,
what
are we? We are a waste of space.
You made us feel inadequate.
I know it was something I wanted to do. I was telling people a long time ago that I wanted to major in art, digital art, and that was like one of the main reasons why I ended up getting the Surface, so I could practice with it. But I it's not like I haven't done anything. It's just I never finish things. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh, you know what? I might as well start something. I got this thing for a reason, so I'll draw something and I'll like it for a little bit, and then I'll stop liking it, and then I'll be like, oh no, what am I doing?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like committing to actually finishing something. Yeah, exactly. Really hard
I can't commit to it. Halfway through, I start disliking it, or I feel too lazy or discouraged.
Yeah, I start so many things, like, and they're all usually the same thing. I'll like retry the same thing over and over to try and get better at it. And then like halfway through it, I will just like, I'll notice something that like something off, if you know what I mean, if you've drawn before, like you flip the picture, and if it looks weird, because your brain sees a different image, you're like, oh, I spent hours on that.
See, that's one of the things I haven't actually trained myself to do. In watching Purple draw, I notice that you do it a lot, where you actually flip your image just to make sure like it looks right.
Yeah, it looks right.
I need to do that more often.
I do it a lot to make sure. Except on paper, I turn it upside down instead, or put it through a mirror. Like, put it through a mirror, because the mirror's flipped. So if you put it out against a mirror, you can see what it looks like flipped.
That's a good idea, actually. I never thought of that.
Huh. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's a good idea. The one thing I definitely try not to do that for is when I draw like faces, because I actually like the idea of faces not being perfectly symmetrical, because that's not usually how it is for most people.
Yeah.
You're a smart one, huh?
Well, you don't want it looking like that guy from Goonies either, though. So
that's very true. Yeah.
Oh no.
But I mean, like with some people, like that's just how like look at Abraham Lincoln, for example. If you like were to flip his face and like look at himself as he would have seen himself in the mirror, completely different. Very, very weird looking face that Abraham Lincoln has. But you're just so used to seeing his face from that angle, it's just like, huh. But his face is very asymmetrical.
Yeah.
So that's just one of those things that I noticed while like trying to draw portraits. Like, I feel like it looks a bit more real when you do make it a bit asymmetrical.
I assume that's the reason why when you look at yourself in the mirror, then like you see a comparison of a photo of you, and you're like, why do I look so much better in the mirror than I do in photos?
Yeah, that is. It's very jarring because it's not what you're used to seeing. That's a thing.
Part of the other reason why I flip the canvas so often is because certain like angles of brushstrokes are a lot easier to do than others.
And that is all.
Like for example, a diagonal line from like the top right to the bottom left is like the easiest for me. So if I have to do something that's like top left to bottom right, I'll just flip the canvas and do it so it's easier.
Yeah, use your dominance.
Yeah,
like
that's what I noticed.
Taking advantage of your dominant hand
I
instead of pushing at your weaknesses. Yeah,
that's kind of another reason why I got the surface as well, is so that I can then physically rotate my canvas whenever I need to do that, instead of having to rely on like a rotate tool or something, or flipping the canvas, that kind of thing. Although, to be fair, like I had an art teacher in high school that was all like, you need to learn how to do brushstrokes without ever moving your picture.
Oh god!
And like,
you know what?
Like literally every class period, he'd make us like do like exercises, like doing different strokes at different angles, for like 30 minutes. I learned absolutely nothing.
And honestly, this is my opinion, but don't put all your bets on what the teacher's saying to you in art, because my experience at GCSE was awful. Okay, like they taught me hardly anything. Like after the first year, after they taught us the basics, all they did was like have a go at me for not doing what I was supposed to be doing, which is either researching an artist that I was not inspired by whatsoever, and then they would tell me how bland my work is. I'm like, well, art is a very subjective topic to do, and if you're not inspired by the work that you've been given, you're going to expect bland stuff, like, because I'm not going to be more innovative if it's
actually
boring.
No, I understand what you're saying, because that was the problem I had with my art classes in high school, where it's like there wasn't really a focus on a single style. We were doing like a whole bunch of different things, and that's cool, like
lots of topics.
Yeah, it's cool and all because you get to experience what it's like, I guess, working on different pieces with different methods, different mediums and all that, but I didn't feel like I was doing what I actually wanted to do. Like, I wanted to sketch more. I wanted to perfect my anatomy and humans. I wanted to do this, do that, learn how to draw hair, and I wasn't learning that. I was learning how to do shapes and all this.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I wanted to learn anatomy, how to do backgrounds, and how to portray narrative in art. Instead, we were drawing random objects that meant absolutely nothing.
Or making sculptures and stuff. Yeah, no, backgrounds,
or making
oh my god,
plates.
backgrounds, I would have loved to have learned backgrounds. I can't do backgrounds for the life of me. Like, if someone told me, you're gonna die in 24 hours so you don't do a good background, I'll tell them, well, I kind of need a whole week. I just can't.
I don't know. I feel like from my experience, whenever I've had issues like this where there's just something I really want to learn and we're just not doing it,
you'll do it yourself.
Sometimes I kind of have to just, sort of give into the class a little bit and learn what they want me to teach. Because from my experience, it seems that like every teacher has their own style of art and like how they do it. From what I've gathered is that like sometimes it behooves you to learn their style and understand what they're doing and how to apply that to your own style and how, like, your own artwork. And sometimes when you're so focused on wanting to do your own thing that you don't really take the time to learn the basics and the steps towards getting that foundation. Then it shows in your art. So like learning the basic stuff and then applying that to what you want to do is the way to go.
Yeah.
IMO.
I agree.
And sometimes that teachers are just that's what they're trying to do, is to get you to learn the basics and that foundation. Though, to be fair, I still haven't learned backgrounds. I learned that on my own. I don't know when you're supposed to learn that in education and like that kind of stuff.
How you're supposed to approach that.
No teacher has ever taught me how to go about with like backgrounds. They're just kind of like, just do it.
I remember learning about perspective, but
I remember
I got perspective. I got basic anatomy, and I got shading. Shading was basically the one thing that every teacher
shading. I got shading, I got color theory, And
I never got color theory.
Me neither.
I got basic color theory. Where like we kind of learned the color wheel, but we were never taught like how to actually apply that or like what colors you would use to like.
No, I had to actually do a piece that applied it. So
we never did that.
Yeah, I didn't do it either.
I never learned color theory.
I didn't do anatomy either. I didn't do backgrounds.
I did do anatomy.
All we did was research artists, which I didn't give two craps about, and drawing random objects that the teacher placed in front of us.
Yeah, that's basically what my every high school art class was for me. Just drawing from life.
Yeah, and it's like one day I was like, I went against the grain. Like I decided like to do concept art, and they lectured me about how that's not art in quotes, and then I like got really angry with them and just decided to give up on art. Like there, I was just like, okay, this is dumb.
Was when I really wanted to do a certain thing, like when I really wanted to do something dynamic. For example, I really wanted to do like a dynamic pose, and my teachers assigned me something that I didn't really want to do, like draw a bicycle, like they had like a trike on display, and they really wanted you to draw like a still life of that. But I really wanted to do like dynamic anatomy poses. I would try to find a way to like work in what I wanted to do with the assignment I was given. So while everyone else was kind of like sitting on like a desk drawing it from like that standard position, I instead like walked up to the trike and kind of like laid down at like a dynamic angle and drew it that way.
That's clever.
And yeah. So that's what I always do whenever I'm given an assignment that I think is really dull. I try to find a way to make it more interesting for me.
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the way to approach art assignments. Make it your own. I didn't really get that until I guess it was too late.
Yeah.
Whereas like I'll do the assignments, I'll do them how the teacher wants them to be done. Like I'll include whatever or like the prerequisites, like it needs to have these colors, or it needs to be this size, or it needs to have this perspective. But it's like, I would do that, and then I'll look at other people's work, and I'll see like all these creative designs and stuff, and it's like, wow, you guys went above and beyond. But it's like, no, they didn't like try too hard. They were just doing their thing. It's like,
they just tried to add their own like sort of thing to the assignment they were given.
My style with like doing high school assignments was basically just to finish it as soon as I possibly could while still like doing it well. And then I would have like free time afterwards to draw whatever I wanted to draw.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Is the exact opposite of what I did. And I feel like that really shows in like our drawings. It's just like I took my time with everything and barely got anything done all the time.
Yep.
All the time. My teachers are so annoyed with me. But like, I mean, like that really just kind of describes like how I feel about your art though, Purples. Like, you're able to just get things done so quickly at like a presentable level where like you don't take too much time to get something to look exactly like perfect per se, but you get it to look good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what matters.
Like what I did was that I'd rush it and it would be awful, and then I would like spend too much time on the things that I enjoy.
Yeah.
I did a painting of a tiger, and it took me it took me hours, basically. It took me hours, and the teachers just got so mad with me. They were just like, you need to move on. I'm like, no, I'm too stuck in the moment. I love this. This is this is what I wanted to do for so long. Like, choose a picture I actually want to paint, and paint it in the way I frickin' want to paint it.
Ooh,
it was like artistic frustration. I was just like, I'm going to be
art
as
teachers
slow
can
as
be
I
mean,
want.
So. But to be honest, my favorite art teachers were always the ones that just insulted me all the time.
Wow.
See, I kind of like those.
I don't know, because I guess growing up being like the art kid at my school, you get like a lot of compliments
That
and
makes me
stuff.
feel
I guess
uncomfortable all the time.
And like that happens. You feel uncomfortable, and then like I also feel like I'm not really getting anything.
It
out
feels
of it
like,
either.
and
Like,
sometimes it feels like people are kind of lying to you.
Yeah,
like it feels
you
like that kind of like fakeness. I don't know. They may even be like genuine with what they're saying. It just, you know that it's not perfect, and you're just like,
right.
Well,
the most.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
The thing about your picture not being quote unquote perfect is that you have like this mental image of how you want it to look, but like other people can't actually see that mental image. So it's like they have no idea what it's like supposed to look like. They just see a picture and they just think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they can kind of judge it at face value, which you can't really, because you've got this, like...
Yeah, you have an idea of what it was supposed to be like and everything, what you wanted to do more, but they don't. They're just like, oh, dude, this
like,
is awesome.
It's like a blessing and a curse at the same time. But no, what I was saying before is, like, I think the most I've ever learned out of art classes is when I've had a teacher that just did not give a crap about my feelings at all and just told me, like, yo, this is pretty crappy. You cannot turn this in. This is awful.
I think that's kind of good.
And they're like, no, I want you to redo it. Every time I've been like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to redo it.
Yeah, like, honestly, I think that's kind of a good thing to
it's always
teach into students, because we've grown up in a world where people are very diplomatic and try to be nice with you, and sometimes that's not cutting it. Sometimes someone has to be so harshly blunt to people that you look at it in a different way and you're like, you know what? Instead of, because you know if you're doing a crappy job. Like, you know deep down if you're not putting your full into it. So you look at it and it's like, okay, I'm not the only one who's like, I've been suspecting this has been very good. Like
those artists at New York Comic Con that got commission drawings.
You pretend like it's decent work,
those are the
but
worst
deep down
drawings.
you feel guilty for even like not putting enough effort into it. And and the thing is with artists is that usually artists are very sensitive about their work because it's emotional work. You put like hard work into it, and a lot of the time sometimes it can be, you know, made by emotional triggers in your life, things that like you base off memory. So when someone
triggered.
insults your work, that hurts because it's like it's attached
I mean, that's
to
why I
something.
think it's important to not take it too seriously. And, take it seriously, but don't take it too personally.
Don't take it personally.
Yeah, because
and I think that a lot of people aren't used to critiques. Like, that's a thing that kind of starts like high school level art, where you start doing critiques of everyone's art, and that's kind of a really scary process for people, especially people who aren't trying to go into the art industry, and they're kind of just in like art classes thinking they're like fun, easy classes, like it was in middle school. It's always like a new thing when critiques start happening, and I think critiques are really important because it teaches you, you know, how to take criticism and how to like deal with what other people feel about your work, because that's important in an art careers to not take things too
like,
personally.
Being professional and like dealing with criticism.
You are.
Yeah.
People are going to crap all over your work all the time. It happens. So it's just you gotta learn to like take that and like adapt it and make your art better because of it.
Honestly, I prefer that kind of. Obviously, it has to have some form of like, you know, feedback. It can't just be like your work is crap. Like you need to tell me why and how I can improve it if you know how.
I worked so hard on it. Well, clearly not.
So, like, that is helpful. Wow. Like, that makes me feel better because I was like, okay, I know what I need to do now. I know what you want. And it goes both ways. If you're negative about someone's work and like not give any feedback, but if you're also like positive and you don't give anything, then it's just as bad, because it's just like...
With that said, it's also important to know when someone's not asking for criticism.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that'll like start just like going into critique mode when it was not wanted, nor was it like needed, and that can be very, very frustrating. Like people that like critique whips, I'm
sorry, Var.
It's okay. Well, like, obviously, like, some critique is good, I guess, but especially when I post it here, but there are some times where, like,
it's only because I care about you going in the right direction.
Or LJ will start, like, talking about one thing where I'm like, yeah, I know about that.
Like, this kind of looks like a tomato, Var.
It's like, I know, that's not finished. I was already working on it. I see it.
Someone did that to me in secondary school. I was drawing, like, a mythical creature, and they came up to me and was like, the heck is that, a fox? I didn't even know the person.
Dude, I hate it.
I didn't even know the person. I hate when
people watch me draw.
But, like, you know when you're in class and you're like, you I don't know if you know this, but I know this. Like, you're on the verge of tears and you're just trying to suck them in because you're just like, whoa. I can't cry in front of everyone. That's just embarrassing. So I'm just like sucking in the tears. It's like,
I know, I can't say that I never felt that, to be honest.
I knew you wouldn't. Well, it's just like, I was just, you know, minding my own business and like kind of a mean person. Like, she was always a mean person. She was mean to everybody. She, like, overshadowed me and just crushed me. Like,
what the?
All right.
Like, my confidence in my artwork. I was like, whoa.
The personal struggles of Viper.
But nah.
No, like, people watching you draw is, like, the most stressful thing.
Yeah,
so
unless you're like
stressful.
live streaming for them and like you want them to
Well,
watch.
that's different because you're putting on a show.
Yeah.
Like, or like where we're on a call, for example, and you're like screen sharing. That's
Yeah.
different too. But it's like when you're like in like at school or something at like a desk or like a table and you're kind of like on your own drawing and then someone walks up to you, says, "Oh, that's really good," and then just stands over your
just
shoulder
keeps
and just
watching
watches
you.
as you draw.
Oh.
That is the most uncomfortable thing in the world.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just please leave me
You
alone.
just end up like sitting there, like with the pencil on the paper, just like looking at the paper, just like, just go away. And a lot of the time they'll get the point.
please.
Go away.
Versus when they like start commenting on stuff like, "Oh, why is she naked?" or "Oh, why does this look like?"
Oh, that's
Okay.
annoying.
That's annoying too. Especially like whenever I draw a person, I always start out with like drawing like the proportions and like
Yeah.
the anatomy
Yeah,
first
people
before I
are
start like
weirded out by that.
I basically I draw them naked before I really start adding details to the clothes. So people always like freak out like, "Why are you drawing this person naked?" or "What are you doing?" Like,
Anatomy.
shut up.
It's anatomy. Yeah, I get the same thing. I always draw like the skeleton first, like the kind of like the outline of the posture, and people like they'll sit and watch it and they'll be like, "What are you drawing? Who's that? Who'd she mean? Is she one of your characters in the book? Shut up! Just let me draw."
Jeez.
Yeah. Something else that's really annoying is when people are like, "Oh, you're so good at drawing. I can't even draw a stick figure." Like, first of all, yes, you can. And second, if you keep having like that attitude of, "Oh, I can't even draw this," then yeah, you won't be able to draw
It'll
anything
never
else.
happen.
Maybe you didn't
Like,
try.
you just have to practice.
That annoys the crap out of me too. I hate that. I hate because I have this personal belief that I've talked about before outside of the recordings where it's like I don't like it when people say like, "Oh, you're so talented,"
Oh,
or "Wow,
yeah.
you got a lot of talent," because I don't believe in talent. I believe in hard work and skill and actually learning to do the things you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like anyone that wants to have a career in art and wants to learn to draw could do
Yeah.
it if they're willing to put in the effort and the hours it takes to learn
Like,
it.
whenever
Yeah.
someone asks me, like, how do you draw, like, the way you... I literally say to them, look at something very carefully. What shapes are in the... Like, I'm looking at a lamp right now. I'm looking at the staff of this lamp. What is the shape of that lamp? It's not
What is the shape of
it's
that
not a
lamp?
cylinder if you look at it in a two-dimensional state. Sorry, I just knocked the lamp.
Oh, I just knocked the
What
lamp. I'm
colours
sorry.
are in the lamp?
I love your
It's not a
accent.
reflection, it's stripes of colours. If you look at things like that, if you simplify objects, then they are so much more easier to draw. Look at things as in shapes, not the bigger picture. Zoom in on
Yeah,
things. and
details
that's why
always come later.
No, I mean, like, just look at... simplify the picture.
Yeah, simplify an image and like if you're looking
And
at a
you make it
vase,
so
don't look
much
at a
more
vase.
easy for
Look at
yourself.
circles and
People look at the entire
ovals and
picture
stuff.
instead of just the smaller, more simple details of the face that make
Wow,
it so much easier.
That's deep. That's some deep
deep, man.
stuff.
Well, it just makes it easier
Some,
for
like-
people. Like, I agree with Vines. Like, I think nearly everyone has the ability to draw. You just have to look carefully and take your time and practice.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there may it might come a bit more naturally to some
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
versus others, but I feel like if as long as you're willing to actually put in the effort and learn it, you can do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Like,
I hate it when people that are like, "Oh, I really wanted to draw, but it's just I just
just
can't
not for
do it.
me."
It's not my thing."
I'm just like,
Just like,
come on.
all right, well, fair enough. I'm sure there might be something else, but like, really, if you really wanted to draw that bad, you could probably do it.
I think the one thing you could argue is, like, having, like, what's known as artistic vision. But even then, it's like everyone has imagination. Like, no one is void of imagination.
Right. Well, I mean, like every artist is different because like there are some people that have, as far as skills go, they're not quite that attuned
Yeah,
to it.
right.
They can't really like do great things, but they also have like really creative ideas and awesome concepts that they can bring to the table. And then you've got some people that are like super skilled and have great like actual like drawing capabilities, but they also don't really have the best ideas.
They don't know what to
and they're
draw.
kind of
Like, I
uninspired.
know a lot of people that are, like, amazing at drawing, far more better than my drawings, and they're just like, but I just don't know what to draw. I'm like, can we
That's how I am.
talents,
That's me
please?
right there. I don't know what to
Can
draw.
we swap these so-called, like, skills with each other? Because I can really use your skills.
It seems like that's how Purple is half the time with all these what draw
Yeah.
pictures you keep
Like-
posting in the chat.
Like, I can draw, I just don't know what to draw half the time. Like,
to be fair, like, you draw everything, though, so to me it makes sense that you would run out of ideas, because, like, you draw so many things all the time.
yeah, like, I draw so quickly. Like, that's the problem with, like, being a fast artist, is that you just run out of ideas, like, instantly.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's a good thing for me, is like when I do have a concept I really like, I take my time with it and I can really appreciate the long things. So by the time I'm like close to finishing it, I've already got another idea.
Yeah, the issue with me is that for a lot of years, like, I didn't actually start drawing through observational drawing. I drew from my head. I drew through like my imagination, and obviously that.
Well, I mean that's what you want to do. Like, you want to build up to be able to like draw anything you want through your head.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. I almost never use, like, real life references
Well,
unless
if
it's
I'm
something I,
struggling,
like,
I'll
really
use
need to know how to
references,
do.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, but that's like that's why you spend all your like high school career like learning how to draw vases and stupid things like that. So like you can learn what things actually look like and study that, so that when you're ready to draw things from your head, you've got that frame of reference.
True, but I never draw vases.
It's all important.
I never draw vases, though.
You never draw vases, but like you still know what like a shape of a vase. Like, you could draw a vase if you wanted to right now.
True.
Yeah.
Like, you know what that shape looks like in certain lighting.
Yeah.
That's why it's important.
Yeah.
But yes, obviously you're not going to use that to actually draw a vase. No one really wants to draw a vase.
Vases are
No one really
lame.
wants to draw fruit either.
No.
Yeah.
It's just kind of one of those things.
Yeah, like, I find that, like, did you guys ever have to do that thing where, like, someone will stand in the middle of the room and you all, like, draw them, like, figure drawing, I think?
Live drawing.
Oh, yeah.
I find that those are more useful because I draw people, like, 99% of the time.
Yeah, that's what I do
Yeah,
too.
those are very useful. See, that's another thing, is like it depends on what you actually want to draw all the time too. Because like my thing is I want to do character design like really bad. That's where I want to my career should be. But like there are also people that do like machines and draw like cars and vehicles or like scenery. Those are the kind of people that would really benefit from doing still lives of like fruit and vases and stuff. Whereas when you draw characters, anatomy, drawings, and that kind of thing.
I learned anatomy through like books and things like that. I like my friend and my dad got like loads of anatomy books for me, and I just read through them and learned it by myself. But yeah, I've always wanted to draw characters. Like that's like one of my main things because I get attached to like my own characters. I just want to express my ideas. That's kind of
express yourself, girl. Well, drawing is fun, isn't it?
Yep.
Then we can all agree.
Practice, follow your dreams.
Practice. For anyone that wants to be an artist, just draw a lot.
Yeah,
really,
Yeah,
that's all.
that's what I do. I just draw all the time.
just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yes, you can.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. It's all. I really like looking at some of like my old sketchbooks from like years ago and like laughing at how I thought it looked good.
God, I hate my old sketchbooks. I have them like in this giant box hidden in like the deepest, darkest corner of the storage room.
Darkest pit.
Because it's so gross.
It's like locked, like the dead man's chest. It's got like a key to the bottom of the
It's
ocean.
like whenever I need a laugh and comedy movies just aren't doing it for me, I'll look at my old sketchbooks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or like my old writing, like where it's like, I thought I had bad grammar now. Oh my gosh. Reading my old book, it's like trying to read a tome from an ancient language. I'm like, what is this? I can't even read my own writing.
It's weird. It's kind of like a perspective thing. It's like you kind of personify things when like they're in the moment. Like when you're drawing something as a kid, you kind of like just imagine what you wanted your piece to look like, and that's what you kind of see. Then you go back in time and look at that, and you're looking at your thing, and it's like, wow, is that what that really looked like? Man, that is not what I thought I was drawing at all.
Yeah.
Those proportions are all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I guess we've basically reached the end of this discussion. There's probably more to talk about, but
art is art, and
this has been a pretty good length
yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
You have anything else to add, Purple?
Nope.
Nope. All right. What about you, Vin?
Nope. Yeah.
All right.
Nope.
I'm not going to ask you, Viper, because I don't like you.
I don't like you either.
All right. Cool. Mutual hatred. I like it.
I hate it.
Huh.
Oh, why do you hate it?
Just being negative is all.
Oh, okay.
But Viper, being negative is what keeps the circle of life flowing. Or
I
something.
hate
Okay,
you
whatever.
guys.
All right, I hate you too, Viper. Thank you all, everybody, for watching this special episode of TTV Talks. Not really special; it's actually just a normal episode of TTV Talks. Thank you, Purple, for joining us.
You're welcome.
And be sure to check us out on Vessel.com, Vessel.com/TTV channel. You can do $3 for early access and access all of our videos a week in advance. It's pretty cool. You can also check out the podcast, which is uploaded on Vessel Early Access for free, as like a nice little teaser to like what the rest of the channel would be like if you did early access. It's pretty cool stuff. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. I'm Var,
I'm Venom.
I'm Viper.
And I'm Prpldragon.
and goodbye.